100-yard dash. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance. Jump in the stands. No man, the man. Oh, deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Jones. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how we wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Come.
Ready? On 2nd down, Kamara. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I got you. Check 3. 80 weapons.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Watch the curl.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Malone. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Down. 60 outlaw. You. Topper.
They'll run it with Kamara, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start first and 10. And his first carry, he loses the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Kamara trying the right side. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
60 Pittsburgh.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Rush in. Really draw Corker.
Begin.
5.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing, Jones. Steps away. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
61, matchbox, white.
To throw on 3rd down, Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Go.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
X3, 218, chop.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Set. 10-2 stop.
Let's go, D.
Go.
It's going to be a long day.
Let's go.
Rock 57.
Go.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Ready up.
Mike 57.
Hey, Zoo.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. 57. Mike 57. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready, set.
57 to Mike. And keep it up. Keep it up.
Big grip. Big grip.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Jones. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Let's go now. 70, Indy.
54, 54. I got one.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. They're going to try and throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, G. Get off the field.
No, get it.
They'll run. This is Kamara. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. They come out here in the eye.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Tighten up, tighten up.
Ready?
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. C.J. Anderson in the game. He gets it here. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. Let's think here. You're still just in the 2nd quarter. You taking the 3 points?
I am taking the 3 points, and I'm just relying on my defense here. Show them you have a little confidence in them, and let the offense know, nice drive. Come back next time. We'll go get 6 then. But for now, we'll take the 3.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
On the ready.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
From the 38, Jones. It's caught. It's Miller. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Break. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
I'm here all day. Let's go.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Able to find Walter. That's complete. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Marquise Goodwin. His second touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gano the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
That's their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. A give to Camaro running right. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw. Here we go, here we go. Shift, shift. Hey, Haywood.
Throwing on third and long. Malone, he's going to float this. He's got him in. Complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Let's make these babies cry all the way, man.
Operating from the gun. Malone. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half. On second down now. It's Miller, and he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Hatchet, hatchet. Pilot, 64, weak. Shoot.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
It's 3rd and 10.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, 1-7. Check Mike 54.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They need a stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over.
Ready? 18 Gator.
6, right there, 56.
Leo.
Go. Switch.
Now Jones on first down. He's got the first down here inside the 30. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's Jones on first and 10. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. They'll run with Miller. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. Second and 4. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his second touchdown on the season, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Extra point try good by Gano, and that will get him one closer. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Second and 14. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Throwing on third and long. Malone, he's going to float this one deep right. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
There's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between second and 4 and second and 8 and 9.
On second down and 4, Jones. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. First and 10. After the penalty, it's Miller. Room here to run. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Lamar Miller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Malone gets this one to Joshua Perkins. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Now Kamara. And Kamara has it stripped. And the Raiders pick it up. Look at the big man rumble. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, or they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's 2nd and 8.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Miller. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Set 18 Gator.
Jones now throwing on 1st down. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. Does the big boy have the juice? Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. And a big turning point here in the 2nd half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. But how about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Following the fumble recovery, Malone, and he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. You got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a third down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. Throwing on 1st down, Jones.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Dalton, and an alley to run. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you, and in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possible. Let's try and think.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
I got you.
2nd and long. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, Malone. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And some room to roam now. There he goes left side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. In a tie game 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run. read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
58 to Mike. You didn't want this. 58.
2nd and 5. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that's gonna be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Looking to throw. Malone. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to let it fly. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He's back to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he's got this down to the 35. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey. Five. Receiver. 57.
Topper.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Von Miller in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. On 4th down, Malone. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First try for the right arm of Dalton here. Out to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Throwing again on second down. Jones. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Jalen Hurd, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Jones. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
The Broncos take over first and 10.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
Come on, set.
Denver
50,
offense at the
play.
line, ready to go. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Go, go.
57
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Malone. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Raiders, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye.